or what happened to his pension. He just nobody is responsible in Bihar, so he cannot ask anybody any question or do anything about it.
No, so he had PF number or no?
What is
PF
PF
number.
number?
I like mobile number, telephone number, bank
Yeah.
account number. After join any institute organization, they provide one PF number,
Okay.
and whatever company or organization deposit every month, it's a deposit on particular account.
So tell me why it is not being managed now by banks? Why we have to have the companies or states manage it? It should be done by the third party.
It's a central government department, PF department, ESIC department. It's a whole over India managed by central government. It's a individual
Yeah, but
department, individual
it's not
department.
working. The
As like
point is it's not
RBI,
working.
as like
Like for
RBI,
example,
Reserve Bank of
yeah,
India is a bank of bank.
yeah. For example, here every statement I get when I was working, you get here in this country, you have the total salary. There will be one column for, like, there will be like divide your uh, statement month. I mean, here we get used to get normally paid every 2 weeks. So
Description of
so
salary. Description of
huh?
salary. Description of salary means a gross amount, this amount, and
Yeah, yeah. All the taxes, like there are three, four different type, three, four different types of taxes we pay, like city, state, and all that, federal. You know, how much money is going into your retirement,
oh,
how
Om
much
Prakash
you
ji,
are.
background sound is coming. Om Prakash ji. Yes, yes.
Yes, 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 Pankaj ji. Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Still Rajiv ji not come.
Yes, the ancient time they told us na two plus they
Two
will
weeks.
not present, I think. Two
Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Those minutes. Okay, okay. Then how is today is a full day is a raining in Pune. So Gamerson Houston is also rainy season, is there?
Oh yeah, it's a huge rainy season here also. We have almost rain every day.
Okay, 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 okay. So snowfall is also is there, na? Snowfall?
What?
Snowfall?
Yeah, but not in the summertime. That
Yes.
happens in the winter time.
Okay, okay. Winter time is there, na? Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have to share the video? All the video I have seen there. So, lot of knowledge is yeah getting from the
Uh,
Ramayana or the other things also.
did you see the video? A video
Yes,
of
yes,
Nilesh Oak on the Ramayan, how he
yes,
has sent. Yeah.
yes.
So I have a kind of old retiree friend. He challenging that on Facebook. uh, he's saying that we always kind of brag about things. Uh, we are far from the reality. Blah blah blah. So we'll see. I'm debating with him on this issue. That why he considered it. I mean, because everything is clear to me that he people went in the four directions, and so what is the role of atlas? Is role atlas is that when you drive, you go from one place to another, and you need a map that how you are going to go there, and that's what he did always. I think Om Prakash ji, this will be nice if you mute when you are not talking. Yeah, now it's good. Yeah,
yes.
when you are not talking because your kids are playing, so naturally. So what we will do is that we'll give a couple of more minutes. We can chit chat, and then what I have decided is like last week I was going to talk about the quality. So same thing we'll do. Those of you who are here, you will you will hear. Um, what is his name? He's Rajiv ji is going to teach quality section from a system engineering point of view. So and I will discuss quality from a user point of view. So, I mean, before you really put a system in place, the quality users engineering team, and this SAP system engineering team, they have to work together for a long time to develop the system, put system in the place. And then, not only that, they have to start training different level of people to use the system, because in the modern Western civilization, any factory you go, it is all paperless. Nobody is using any more handwritten charts or handwritten schedule, or things like that. Everything is automated. So as the product come to your station, if I'm an operator, I check on the computer every morning what are the product going to come to my operation. I know that these are the product going to come, and I also know that what is expected out of me, means that what products I need to finish on my station today, and that have to go. What is the target for me, in other words, and so these two things, and then he knows that how the product is going to come to him. Suppose it may be coming from previous operation, or it may be coming from three different previous operations. Okay, for this operation. So in all these different types of combination, operator has to learn how to use the system. Similarly, other people have to, say for example, marketing, or development engineer, or process engineers, uh, they all have to learn their piece, because that is what the system engineers and the overall engineers of the company, they put it together for a very long time. That's why this is not done by directly by the company. You have the contractors, like companies, external companies, who have both types of engineer, who they come, they study all of it, they interview everybody, and then put it together, the system for you, and then you test it, the system, see if it is working, or for all the users, you test it, everybody is able to use it. Then once all the bugs have been cleaned, then basically you go and train everybody for their job roles. For example, if I'm operator, I have certain things to do. If I am a, say, quality engineer, I have certain things to do. If similarly, if I am a marketing guy, I have different things to do. If I am a sales guy, I have another things to do. So everybody has different role. If I'm a analytical lab person, I have different requirements to see, to use the system. So everybody get trained in their job roles, um, certain piece of the whole system. Not everybody learn the whole system. That whole system is really learned by only few people, very limited people, who are basically, we call them system engineers. And then people start using it, and it goes from, everybody is using the system. uh, Everybody, they don't know the whole thing, but they all know little piece of their world, what they have to use, and then here you go, the whole system works. So I think now we have at least three, four participants, so maybe we can talk about it. So I see a new person today is Saket. Could you please, Saket, introduce yourself a little bit before we start the lecture? Saket has left the meeting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What happened? All right.
So I think
Okay. So,
freshers, so they have no more idea. They join and
okay.
left.
All right. It's okay. So we'll go, and we will start. So let me go to share the screen. Let me first get everything ready here. What I'm going to show you. So looks like it's going to be just quality and system engineering's user meeting today, not the developer meeting. So, all right, here you go. I should use the entire screen. That will be better. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So then we will start talking. So so
Yes, sir.
basically,
1 second, sir. Saket, please say something about yourself.
सर मैं वाटसन स्कूल में हूँ सर।
ओ अच्छा अच्छा, आप तो मेरे आप वहाँ पर टीचर हैं, राइट?
यस सर, यस सर।
अच्छा अच्छा, अब हम लगता है आपने ही हमको टूर दिया था वहाँ पर,
जी
वाटसन
जी
स्कूल
सर,
का।
जी
अच्छा
सर।
अच्छा, साकिब नमस्कार, बहुत बढ़िया। पंकज जी भी हैं यहाँ, बहुत, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है कि आज आप देखिए, जहाँ से मैंने सीखा आज वहाँ के शिक्षक हमारे साथ हैं, कितनी अच्छी बात है ये। मेरे लिए सौभाग्य का ये विषय है कि हम अपने
थैंक
शिक्षक से बात कर रहे हैं।
जी सर।
अच्छा, वो है कि नहीं, क्या बोलते हैं, हमारे सबसे प्रिय शिक्षक थे केमिस्ट्री के, कृष्ण नारायण बाबू, वो जीवित हैं कि नहीं, मालूम है आपको?
नहीं सर, नहीं पता है।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, उन्होंने उन्होंने जो केमिस्ट्री का बेस सिखाया और हेम बाबू ने जो फिजिक्स का बेस सिखाया, उसको मैंने पूरा जिंदगी अमेरिका में यूज किया और उससे कई सारे पैटेंट्स निकाले यहाँ के कंपनियों के लिए। तो पता नहीं मैं उन लोगों का कितना धन्यवाद करूं। एनीवे, आइए तो आइए थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर बात कर लेते हैं आज। तो आज तो स्टूडेंट लोग ज्यादा नहीं है, लेकिन चलिए अच्छी बात है, ये सबके लिए जानने की जरूरत है, जरूरी चीजें हैं। तो when we start a small company or large company or any company, we have objective of uh, either uh, continuing the manufacturing of current products, or we want to add a new product. When we add a new product, we call it new product introduction, NPI in short. Just like SAP is a short form, we call new product introduction. Okay, so existing product is everything is working fine. Suddenly, your company has now need to develop and manufacture and sell, because you want to expand. You know, your company has got a lot more resources. Your company directors, they want to expand, and so here you go, they start the process, and in that process they will go through so many things, and that is what I'll take as a model for explaining today's lecture on quality. Okay, so so we are looking at not as a general manager of the company, or let's call it a principal of the whole school. No, we are, if I take the example of school, what we are going to look at it is that in a school we have, let's call it, in my days it used to be 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then when in the 8th class, there were, I think, a couple of sections also. So that was the class basically. And I think after 9th or 10th, 9th, 10th, 11th, we have science group and we had arts group. So this is how it was divided. Okay, so you are, let's say that we are, if we are in the school, we are a teacher of a certain class, like my teacher is here from my school. And so you know only about your class, you want to do everything what is right in your class. Similarly, there are other teachers, their responsibility is to make sure that everything is happening in their class very well. And that is what, if every class teachers do their part and they successfully manage everything of their class, then that is what we call it total quality management. that it is success, because everybody is, if it is succeeding in their piece, means overall machine or system is working. Okay, so that is what is the total quality management. And so we are looking at quality only, we are not looking in detail in every part. Let's say for example we are looking at the uh, 10th class today. If I take the analogy of the school, right, we are not going to do like in detail, dive detail into, we'll talk about each class little bit, but we are not going to talk about in detail like we are going to talk about quality, or let's call it a 10th class in the school, a particular class. We are going to know everything about what is happening in 10th class. Similarly, we are going to talk about in quality department, what are the different job roles we have, what different things we do, how do we manage it. Okay, so looking from that perspective, let's say for example what I start with, basically there is a leadership team in the any factory. Okay, and nowadays it's very, for each everything, quality is mainly maintaining what you do, what you do that you say, or whatever you say you do it. So it is like verification of truth. You are saying that I am going to make let's call it a square of four 5 inch by 5 inch. Let's make it a simple 5 square. So basically, you are, let's say, for example, iron square. You are cutting you have a big iron sheet coming from the factory, and your small factory is only one step operation. You are sawing it, cutting it, and making it 5 inch by 5 inch. That is your finished product. So that is what is required out of you. You are not supposed to make like one side of the square is 5 inch and another side is 6 inch. That's not acceptable. If you do that, then it means product quality has failed. So it is the quality department role to ensure that your all product are meeting the specification given, which is like 5 inch by 5 inch. Now, in the scientific term, you cannot make always exactly the five. So what happens is that you have little bit leeway, plus and minus. You can be like 4 point say 95 or 5.05. So this is what is given here, 4.95 and or 5.05. If your square, your length or width is pretty much in that range, then your product, you will call it is passing. Okay, and then so your measurement team, once you cut it into 5 by 5, you are going to measure it one side, and you are going, basically you are going to measure all four sides, and none of the sides should be failing this given criteria you have. Okay, so this is what is the quality has. It is the quality department job that operation, everything operation is shipping out is meeting this specification. In other words, if I take the school of analogy, let us say that it is required that you will teach physics, chemistry, and mathematics basic up to certain level in the high school, then your all students of science area must know that. Yeah, if outside they go and somebody take them quiz, then on the basic subject which has been taught, they should be able to answer all these questions about the school. So if they do that, then it means they are meeting the spec of the school. If they fail to do that, it means that something was wrong. Either a student didn't do very good, or teacher didn't teach, or school was lousy school. Anything could happen. There are, we'll talk about it, there are different reasons for failure. So that is what is role of the leadership, to make sure that everybody is like high school principal. You are doing everything whole, everybody is working. Quality department is making sure that the specification is in place and people are trained to follow it. Then is the process approach is that make sure that every teacher is well trained to teach whatever he's supposed to teach. Similarly, in the factory, every operator is supposed to know their job very well. That is called the process approach. If you don't properly, let's say for example, if you put an aeroplane in hands of somebody pilot who has only seen plane flying in the sky, can you do that? Can you take that risk? If you do that, then you are taking risk. Yes, you can do it. If you are a rich man like Ambani, you can buy a plane and you can put me in the pilot seat and say go. You can buy me and I'll risk my life and I'll go and start to fly that plane. And because you don't care for money, but actual in the real world you care for money, you would not do that. So that is what is the process approach, that properly everything has to be what you call, every step of the manufacturing has to be well well developed, well documented, well trained, so that they are doing their piece of job. Okay. Second thing is relationship management. So in the relationship management in the Western world, there is nobody is Malik and nobody is what you call knocker type relationship. Ever here, everybody thinks, even in the factory, if there is three-step operation, customer supplier. Say for example, if I take the analogy of scale, means like there is a there is a ninth, eighth class, ninth class, 10th class, 11th class, four classes, for example. So if I'm in the, if you are a teacher of the 10th class, then 11th class teachers are your customer, because they are going to teach advanced level physics, chemistry, mathematics in 11th class, and they expect that all the students who have passed out from your 10th class, they know that material, so they can teach something new. Suppose if they check the students and they find out that, oh, 10th class, they didn't learn everything, they have to teach some material of 10th class, means what happens? It means they are not able to do their job which they are supposed to do. So this is called failure of the production in other case. So it is a failure case. That is what a quality department has to make sure, that everybody is doing their job and there is no failure. Okay, so that is where, if there is no failure, then it's good, but if there are failure, then we have to do improvement. That's what you see. And as you know, human nature, you cannot be 100% good, so we always fail. We have not been able to make 100% efficient uh, manufacturing society, or anything you do, there is always some failure. Like you start with 100, at the best maybe you will end up in the production line with 99 items. So that is called line yield. That is one of the quality term. Okay, so that is what is kind of. Here I'm giving you another example, that let's say that in a factory we were already making copper disk. Okay, I come from semiconductor example, so I take a semiconductor example. So copper is heavily used also in semiconductor industry. Very pure copper, and just like in the house we have the copper wires, you would be surprised to know that when you make computer chips, you don't see anything. When you make the computer chips, as a engineer, you will not see from your eyes anything. Everything you will see only by magnification, microscope, under scope you see it. But basically it is in the front area of the semiconductor manufacturing. We make first semiconductor chips. Semiconductor means what should I say, um, uh, this is electronic item we make. We call it a different name. MOSFET we call it. There are many other name I was trying to remember. CPU we call it. What else we call it? Electronics we call it. But basically what it is that a simple high school thing that we do. We create a source, we create a drain, and then we create a voltage point. That is what we do. And then, as you know, like in your home, you have a wire, you have to turn the switch on to get the electricity, means everything gets connected from your outside factory of the electricity. Same thing in the semiconductor. In we connect it with the copper wires, different layers, so that they can talk to the outside world, outside computer. So there is tiny chips. The tiny chips need to talk to the outside world, But how does it go? If it is only in its playground, it cannot. So it has a little connection with the copper wire to outside world, and then it can communicate just like we do by telephone right now, or anybody does it. Okay. So I gave you example here that let's say that we are making a copper disc, like let's call it is copper material, and let's call it it's 8 inch in the diameter, which is a very common size. So 8 inch diameter is, so there are two two specifications, three specifications given to us. That copper material specification, copper thickness specification, and copper let's call it radius specification. Three things are given to us, and we are manufacturing that. And suddenly we have been asked that, oh, we need to expand. Now you make the similar disc of the same size, same specification, but this time of tantalum material. So diameter is going to be the same, thickness is going to be the same, but material is changing. Okay, so that is called, we are trying to introduce a new product here. So now let's see what happens when we try to do this. Our factory is in the run mode, but suddenly now our sales and marketing department has got a new business, and everybody is excited that we need to make this tantalum disc now in our factory here. So how do we do it? And what is the role of the quality? That is what I'm going to discuss. Okay. Now, when I look at the quality house, basically, uh, I think before I go this one, let me show you. Okay, let me show this slide first. So basically, this is a kind of showing you a paper diagram of different departments. Just like in the school, you have principal. We call it in the factory plant manager. Okay. So similarly, you have facilities guys in school who take janitor, who take care of cleaning and all that, making sure every classroom is safe. So we have also here in the factories safety and facilities department. Okay. Then we have like in the private school, you have, you need to get students. That is your what you call product. So for that, same thing in the factories, we have marketing and sales department. Their job is to bring the new business and support the existing business. Okay. Then you have material procurement department. Their job is that to bring the raw material which we need for the factory. For example, this factory which we are talking right now, they were making copper material before. Now they are going to make tantalum material, so they have to procure tantalum material. They have to go to different sources for that. Okay. Then there is a engineering department. It's kind of in general category engineering. I'll not talk about it right now. So now let's go to the R&D department. Maybe I should bring the engineering here under R&D. So R&D department, what is R&D department role? So R&D department has been in sleeping mode because already product is in the manufacturing. Only time they do anything right now was that if there is any failure or anything like that. Since factory is smoothly running, school is smoothly running, R&D department, you can call it the extra teacher in the school case, doesn't have any role right now to play. But suddenly now you have a new product to do, so they become very busy now. They have a lot of things. It's like a school day when 5 teachers have called that we are going to be sick today, we are not going to come to school. Now there are only few part-time teachers. Suddenly they have to figure out how they are going to teach all these classes. This is emergency situation. Or maybe they said that other teachers that they will be taking vacation for a month, and so there's these extra department extra teachers, they have to figure out how they are going to cover the classes. Similarly, R&D now has to be in play, and they have to start planning and executing how they are going to make this new product. Okay. Global quality department is something they talk globally because nowadays you have not only factory in one country. The factories are similar factory can exist for Asia and Pacific, for Europe, and for America. For example, I was the last two companies. I was on the supplier side of semiconductor. I was a quality manager for USA. So I had my counterpart quality manager for Asia and Europe, and then there was for sorry, Asia and Europe. So there were three of us, and then our boss used to be in France. She was the corporate quality director. So she was looking after the whole, because what happens is that nowadays maybe you are geared to make product for American companies here, but many times in emergency situation, just like when teacher doesn't show up, then a chemistry teacher might have to teach physics. Same thing happens. Suppose if the Asian companies have suddenly shortage of the product and you have extra from United States, you have to ship it. Your product will go to Asia Pacific or it will go to Europe. So in that case, you have to make sure that your product specification is 100% matching with the European or the Asian specific products. Then only you can ship it if there is a mismatch. So all these things, corporate quality checks. That is the corporate quality job. To their staff will take care of that one. Okay. Now I come to the meat of the production, which is plant quality, and plant quality is what we are mainly right now talking when we develop the system. But before that plant quality, we have to understand the operation. Just I gave you the example that, so what you do, you are going to get the tantalum big seeds coming from some factories which has been procured, and now your income quality will be responsible to make sure that thickness is correct, it has the right material, quality of the material is right. And then once the incoming passes that material, that will be moved to the first operation. Let's call it, it is sizing cutting operation. And then from there it will go to the grinding operation, then it will go to the final inspection. That final inspection will check dimensions, that diameter is good, thickness is good, material is good. That is their role. And then it will go to shipping. Shipping department is a final stop, and it has to make sure that everything is good. It will pack the material, it will certificate of compliance or COA or quality checks it, a specification that, hey, quality specification checks it is that this is what company Mr. X, you had asked for this, and this is what within your specification my product is for thickness, material, and all the other specification. So that is how the shipping department is going to do. And so what does plant quality do? Plant quality is, its role is that when the material is flowing from incoming, starting from incoming, as soon as it comes from somewhere else to our warehouse, from there to all the way out of shipping, in this whole area they manage it from the quality point of view, not from the production engineering point of view. Their job is to maintain overall specification, and to meet the overall specification of the product at the end, there is an internal specification at each step of the process. And so each step of the process, whatever is the internal specification, that is what they are managing, the plant quality. And how they manage it, they do statistical process control. For example, everybody is mainly doing two things. They are cutting it, so there is a diameter there, right? Even rough or final, so diameter is there. They are measuring thickness, so there is thickness measurement. Okay, so these are the two things. Material quality is already checked in the beginning, so they don't have to check anywhere else, because material quality of the tantalum is not going to be changing. So that part will not be checked. And all three finally will be in the shipping department. In COA they will add in a nice sheet, and they will say that here is what you had asked for, here is what I have made, and look, my product which I have made for you is within the specification you have given to us, and then it goes out. That is what one job. Second job is, suppose if there is any failure inside the any of the process operation, then this plant quality is responsible to make sure that you check why did it fail. That is your job. Okay, say for example a student in the 10th class fail, then you have to investigate why did a student fail, why it didn't pass. So like that. So again, you do few things to do how you are going to do the analysis, how you are going to do the root cause, and if you find out the root cause, what you are going to do with it. So these are the things which you are also doing. Third part which you do is called the audits. So basically, we say that, oh, I'm going to make a very good product, but nobody is going to trust me if I say simply that one. Trust with verification. That was a very famous word coined by American President Reagan. We want to trust you, what you are saying, but we need to verify it. So verified trust is the real trust. So basically, for that, you periodically you go and audit each department to see how they are doing it. There are different types of audit, and that is not the scope here. So you do that. Also, as I said, that you always want to, whatever product you are making, everybody is making. You want everybody to little bit improve. So we call it continuous improvement. So every area, if they little bit they improve, then they can maybe they will save the cost, or maybe they will figure out how to reduce the number of steps. So there are many ways you can improve, and so that is called continuous improvement. So that is also part of the plant quality responsibility. I just wanted to give you the overview of how the factories are being run. Are you guys okay with it so far? Any question on this? This was a big
Yes,
slide.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. It's good.
All right. So once that is done, let's see here what else I wanted to talk about. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I'm just trying to the discussion I had. I'm just putting it on the paper here. So basically, customer quality, what they do they are basically they basically do like a specification. They will talk to different companies, because marketing and sales is your job to bring the new business, right? So they are constantly on road, traveling all over the world for the new business. And so the new company will they will give a fine that, okay, we want to test you. Let's see from the other side. Say in the, at least in the American corporate world here, suppose you have one supplier, we consider it a very bad thing. We, as soon as you have only one supplier, our role is to develop a new supplier. We want to have at least two supplier. You know, you see that from our everyday life in India. हर आदमी अपने यहाँ क्या करता है, एक बेटा चाहिए उसको, राइट? एक बेटा के लिए पांच बेटी हो जाना बहुत कॉमन बात है. Why you do it? रिस्क
But sir,
मैनेजमेंट के
but sir,
लिए.
but sir, our company decided that the three supplier need to procure.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, uh,
So the
once sir,
example is,
once sir, I am transferred from the Jaipur to Pune, so I claiming the transportation charge to my HR. So HR request to me, please share your quotation which you are hired to packers to move your luggage to Jaipur to Pune. So I shared with the one quotation the 26,000. So he tell me, no, you have shared me the three company, at least three company quotation. Then I will
yes,
decide you which rate is good and for you. Then you go with them. Okay,
okay.
then I'm telling to Packers company, please give me the three quotation, all different company. I have no idea. So he gave me
Oh,
the three quotation, three company. Then one quotation is higher. One
Okay,
quotation
good.
is the medium.
So,
I
so
one quotation is the lower. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Then
So basically, now question comes: why we do it? It's do we are doing this is called risk management, right? Suppose if you have only one supplier in the factory, then maybe that वहाँ पर उसके उसको there there become a वहाँ पर what you बोलते हैं भूकंप आ गया या फायर हो गया. Okay, now what will happen in that case? You will not get the material and your shop will be closed for months. Now suddenly you have to start looking for a new supplier. ठीक है ना? So you don't want that situation कि एक आदमी पर जैसे अपने यहाँ था ना, अपने यहाँ बचपन में आपने देखा कि लोग जो है एक बेटा के लिए आई हैव सीन मैनी मैनी केसेस हुए लोग चार पांच बेटी का इंतजार करते हैं और फाइनली भगवान सुन लेते हैं. बट बेसिकली दे आर डूइंग रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कि भाई तो यहाँ पर भी है. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू द रिस्क मैनेजमेंट. If you depend on one factory, something can go wrong with that factory. You don't want that one. You one supplier. You want two, three suppliers so that if something goes wrong with the one, you can manage with the second and third supplier. So that's the rule. So in America, if we have, let's say, qualify a product with a one supplier, immediately my automatic role is that I need to develop two more supplier, at least second supplier, so that way we have less risk of fire or this company going bankrupt. There are many types of risk. That is a completely different course, this risk management. Okay, so basically supplier management is also a very critical part of the quality team. Supplier management, just like you just mentioned right now. And so let's move from customer to design. What is the design group do? Now design group has the whole new thing to, they simply cannot copy like whatever the manufacturing process was for copper disk. It is not exact copy for the tantalum disk. They will have to do certain modification in each step of the process, and that is their job, and that is what they will do. And then they will test it. It is also their job to train everybody in whatever change they have. They also will have to define the specification for different tool sets which was used before, because the same setting which was before will not work this time, because tantalum is a harder material than copper. So if you are if you are cutting, let's say for example, a piece of khira, and if you have to cut a piece of lakdi, there are two different things. Wood, right? You hardness is different, so you will have to use different tools. You have to use different methods. There are many other things. Maybe the size is the same, specification is the same, but methods have to be completely changed. So all these things are done by the design R&D engineer, and they work with production to teach them everything. And then, as I said, quality department once the R&D develops the specification for each operation, quality department is supposed to maintain it. And so that's what they do. Besides that, in the factory you have tons of tools and gauges. So quality department is responsible for maintaining all these calibrations of the tools. Every tools, how, like, you cannot come in the morning and start your tool. You have to calibrate your tool, and then for calibrating your tool in the morning for your operation, you have to, you need a lot of tools and gauges, and that is what has to be also calibrated. So all calibration is a big role of the quality department. I already discussed audit. I already discussed SPC. And then there are like, when you have the failure, you learn from it. I give you example. Suppose you have a car and you are going to attend a wedding, and suddenly on the way that car has a tire puncture, or let's say engine failed, something happened there. Now, unfortunately, you are not able to attend that wedding, because by the time you got everything fixed, it is too late for you to go to the party. Okay, so basically, let's call it as a failure. Now, there are two things. Now, the lesson learned here are two things. One is that what you did, when you had a failure of your car, you took it to the maintenance shop, and then you got it fixed. So, of course, it has a risk that you could not attend the marriage party, but at least you were able to go back to your home. So, this one is called corrective maintenance. That suddenly something fails, and then you manage it, do something about it. So that is called corrective action plan in the quality terms. Then there is another action plan which is called preventive action plan, which is that I could have taken the, or you could have taken the car before your trip started. It was such an important marriage trip. You should have made sure that everything in the engine, everything is correct. So your preventive action plan is that every time you take a trip, before the trip, you are going to take your car to the shop. That way, at least 90% of the possibility of failing on the road you have eliminated. Okay, so these are the things which you do for the failure. Similarly, you want even the failures not to happen. So for that, there are many other tools which you use, like FM, failure mode effective analysis, SPC, statistical process control. All these things you have there, that you are looking from a long-term perspective, not for a day-to-day operation perspective, but a long-term. There are certain people who are working for the long-term, overhauling the process. How can we make it better so that every day-to-day engineer or operator don't see it, but you do it. So these are the different areas you do as a user. And now system guy is going to give you a system like Rajiv ji, which you can use to do your job. So basically, keep in mind, you are doing your engineering task, but engineering task, you need a tool, and that tool is SAP tool, because everybody has to enter information in computer nowadays. How can you do everything? All the information, they talk to each other. They are used by different people, different participants at different level, not only the operator. So you have to put everything in the computer system so that anybody from anywhere in the world can see it. Okay, so now I'll take you to the last slide which I wanted to talk, is this slide here. Let me make it here. Okay, before I proceed, any question so far on this topic, Om or Pankaj?
No, sir, it's a very nice.
No, no, sir, no, sir.
Okay, good. All right. So this is pretty much the last slide here. So here I am, like I said, that there are two different types of people they are meeting. Like American and Indians are meeting together and they are trying to do the project, which is very normal in America, right? if you go to if you go to in America any R&D place, you'll find three types of people: Indians, Chinese, and Americans, white Americans mainly. Okay, I have been into R&D. Like when I was at a global foundry R&D, we are developing 7 nanometer chips there. We had the group of in the research team which I was in at that time, 17, 18 people, and there were only one white technician in the group and one Hispanic technician in the group. The rest all were Indian and Chinese. So you can imagine that how things work here in this country. Like there is a they worship merit. If you have merit, you can go anywhere, and that's why even though Indians have very small percentage here, maybe 1.5 to 2%, but if you look at the R&D, our presence in R&D here in this country is more than 20-25%. There is no R&D department here where Indians are not there. You cannot have R&D without Indians. Let's put it this way. All right, so let's go here. So two different groups are here. So what I explained to you is right now SAP user roles. That is what we are. We can be all the quality engineers, there can be all the operations people, R&D people, sales and marketing people. Everybody is user, and we need a system. Who's going to give us that system? Rajiv ji type people will give us that system. So what they do, first they are first internal, or their team has the internal experience in coding, and they have also experience in setting up system what we need for other companies. So it is their business model. They have done it 100 times, because that is what is their business model. This is delivering this overall system to us is their like a one product, you can call it. That is one out of 100 manufacturing product, is one product. They have done already like 80, and now this is 81st, and now they will do even in future. After they finish with developing here, they will go to somewhere else. uh, that is what you have, all these Indian companies doing all this work. The software engineers, system engineers are moving from company to company. So basically, first thing they do is they interact with us. They collaborate with the user side engineering team from different areas, and then jointly they understand how what we want to do. What are the things? If I have to do it on the paper, I'll show them to Rajiv ji. This is what I do. When product comes, then this is what I do. I check and all those blah blah blah, everything I do, but I do it on the paper right now. I measure, then I put data on a piece of sheet there, operation sheet. So they will look at it, they will evaluate it, and they will put together their system so that I will start doing it automatically if I am an operator or whatever act. So piece by piece, all the activities we do, they will convert that into digital world. Just like Pankaj is trying to convert this whole thing into Mithla digital world family. So they will make a SAP digital world family, basically, for everything. All the activities which are done in the factory manually, now it will be done electronically. Means we can put it on the computer. So every operation, everybody has a computer in front of them, and they will input their data. And if they want to see somebody else data, they can do it. So that is what they do. Then they also train us. There are different quality type of people, like technicians are there, level 1, level 2, level 3. There are system support engineers in quality or others. So they will teach everybody. They will train in making sure that we our own can run the system department, SAP system department. We are not dependent on them, because they will go to another factory. Their contract is only for say 6 months to develop it, and they will fly somewhere else. So we cannot do that one. So they will train us how to handle every type of situation. And basically, they will teach us also, if there is any system issue, there will be one or two expert left here from our factory who will learn, and they will become like our internal system guy. So they will do all the troubleshooting if anything fails, if doesn't work or there is a glitch. And then if they cannot handle it, they will call Rajiv, who's now external somewhere else, that Rajiv, this is the problem I'm facing, what I do next. So maybe Rajiv will have to come back and help us, or maybe he will be able to resolve it on the phone. So this is what is the SAP role is in the quality. Basically, this is all activities happening. Now, not only in the quality is this one, I'm going to see if there is anything else I want to talk about it. I think this is all I wanted to talk. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk. And now you tell me if you guys have any question before I wanted to show you some other things. All right.
No, no, sir, no, sir. You can carry on.
Okay. All right. So now let us see that we just talked about right now. Are you able to see my some other something else I'm sharing now? Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now I'm going to go to my drive and I'm going to start showing you some other pictures. Do you see it? NWA, which is upside down, is showing up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So now, what I was going to tell you is that, for example, let's say that we didn't talk. There are many things we didn't talk. So, quality department is generally also overseeing what you call uh, analytical department, who is basically material analysis. They are doing it. Say, for example, in this case, in this factory which I just showed you, you have to analyze. Initially, you are analyzing copper, and then you are analyzing now tantalum. So this there is a separate analytical lab. Their job, there are highly trained people there. They are going to analyze from the material perspective. What are the what is the density, gravity, this, that, different components, what is the impurity level, and they will input their data. How do they input their data? They have their own system. So they could be using, I'm just giving one example, NWA system, up Northwest Analytical Inc. system. So, so they will put the data into this system. But now Rajiv ji has a job role that he needs to integrate this system data with the factory system data. Okay, that's why I'm showing you this one. That so now many times there are so many other small systems for everybody, and they all need to integrate with SAP main system, so that now the lab guys can talk with the factory guys, because then lab knows that what is the product going to come for me to analyze next, what materials are coming, so they can make their schedule, right? How many of copper piece are coming, how many of tantalum piece are coming. Similarly, now once they analyze the material here, then their system will put the data, what is the what kind of material is that, um, is it a 4n or 5n? Probably you guys have not heard of 4n or 5n. Have you heard 4n, 5n? Anybody? Okay, so
In the PCB, sir, no, 4L5L, I think
uh,
PCB, PCP,
uh,
PCP. They have the layer type
no,
PCP,
no, 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 no. I'm
printed
talking
circuit
about
board.
material. Like I'm talking about the copper and tantalum material, right? So it is called purity spec for the material. So suppose the copper or tantalum, if it is 99.9% is your specification, then you have to be 99.9%. Then it is called 3N. Okay, if the specification is that you have to be better than 99.99, then it is called what? 4n. If it is 99.999, then it is called 5n. So see, the material specification is given to you in 4n, 3n, 4n, 5n. Suppose if the requirement is of the 5n material, although you have a lot of 4n copper and tantalum available in the warehouse, do you think you can use it? No, right? You cannot use it, because it means it is impure. It will fail. It will not be used. So you have to have the right um, purity level of material. It has to be 99.999. So basically only 0.001% material can be other foreign material in it. So all these things are done by, they will analyze, and they will say that it is a 4n or 3n or 5n. If the That's why this analysis is done in the beginning, because if it is a bad material, say for example, the material company, they have all kind of customer. Accidentally they sent you the wrong material, right? They're supposed to send you the 5n material, but they send you 4n. So if you don't test and you start using it, you will make 100 of products. They all will be useless, right? You lose so much material. That's why you have to have the test. So analytical lab, we call it quality, is like everybody hates quality, because quality, really, we are not producing anything in the quality department. We are slowing everybody down. So they don't like it. But they don't understand that if you don't have a quality, there could be a possibility that one day you will make so much scrap, which which can bankrupt your company. Okay, so this is, and similarly, for example, we're talking about the blood test, like exactly like the blood test, we do a lot of chemical tests in the analytical lab, especially pharmaceutical or semiconductor or any industry nowadays, right? What is it? So for all those chemicals also, you need to check. And then I'm going to introduce you to another term here. Let's see if you know. If you don't, at least you learn. Have you heard of term like part per million and part per billion?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So for
ppm.
example, yeah.
ppm.
So when what I wanted to ask the kids that bring the blood test data. So in the blood test, you will see that we have all the elements there in our blood. It's not only iron, or you will see that almost there are 50, 100 different elements in blood, and there how much their presence is measured in. They will show you that part per billion or part per million. That's how they will show you. Most likely they will show part per uh, per 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 billion, because there is very small quantity of different material in our blood. So all these things will analytical lab. This is the job of the analytical lab to do it for the factory. And normally it is supervised by quality department, which is kind of separate from the production, because अगर आप प्रोडक्शन को देंगे तो प्रोडक्शन क्या करेगा, उल्टा सीधा भी एनालिसिस करके अपना अपना प्रोडक्ट को पास कर देगा. पंकज, इज दैट हैपनिंग और नॉट?
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
Yes, yes, sir.
सो दैट इज व्हाई आप जो जो आदमी चोरी कर सकता है उसको आप गार्ड नहीं बना सकते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई नॉर्मली इन अमेरिका एनालिटिकल डिपार्टमेंट इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ ऑपरेशन. दे आर सेपरेट एरिया. नहीं तो अगर वही बॉस हुआ, अगर मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जांपल इफ पंकज इज ए बॉस ऑफ एनालिटिकल लैब एंड डायरेक्टर जो है ऑपरेशन का ही रिपोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर हुआ कि बोले यार इस प्रोडक्ट को आज हमको भेजना बहुत जरूरी है, इसको किसी तरह से भेजना है आज, तो देन पंकज विल बी अंडर प्रेशर. वो ढूंढने लगेगा कि भाई कौन सा तरीका है, कहाँ पर हम इसको मार सकते हैं कि आई कैन मेक इट पास. Am I right, Pankaj? This happens nowadays. Everywhere happens. In America, it happens. I have seen it happening. So it's very common human nature कि shortcut हम ढूंढते हैं कि किसी तरह इसको पास करते हैं. So that's why they normally, when there is too many failures, then they take away the analytical lab portion from the production department. Okay. So so this need to be integrated. So all the measurements which is done,
So
I
in the
already,
that is the
huh?
production. So in the production line, the quality guys never like the other department, like a sales, like a production. Production is the production guy is not like to quality persons. Every time
Of
we have,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have intimate to me. Please check this material. It is okay. Then I'm coming there. Go there. No. It's specification not meet as per the customer requirement. Sir, what is
Yeah.
this? What is the difference? Please follow the document instructions. Sir, what is the
Right.
instructions? And I have no idea. Please check and do the process check.
Yeah.
They
True.
have every time angry. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's very normal that the quality and production or process department or operations, they will have always differences, because production, they are measured how much you can ship. Quality is measured not for that. That is not their yardstick. So that quality is measured that what bad material you have stopped from going out of the factory. So so both have different role objectives, right? And that classes, because quality department come in the way of operation, because उसने आज उसको 25, they have 50 materials to go, or now quality inspector is saying that 5 of 50 material is now in the final inspection, they are bad, they are not meeting criteria. Suddenly what you have then we have a meeting team of 3, we call it. That's also a very good thing. The team of three meeting क्या होता है कि रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट का इंजीनियर, क्वालिटी इंजीनियर एंड ऑपरेशन इंजीनियर्स, दे विल मीट, और अब तीनों मिलके फाइनली दे हैव टू से ये और नहीं, रिस्क का असेसमेंट करेंगे कि रियली operation is saying that I need to ship this 5 product which you guys are holding for last 3 days, doing analysis. It has to go out. This is the Friday afternoon. By 4 o'clock, it has to be out of the door. Quality department is saying that I cannot let you send this material unless all the specifications are met. Okay, so there is a big tug of war. So now the engineering department comes in the play. They also are part of the team now. So three together have to decide that how much risk we can take, right? Suppose sometimes you take a little risk as a quality also. You suppose it is not beating, but engineering department supposed to know that where is this product जो हम भेज रहे हैं, where is it going to be fit in, क्योंकि हर आदमी is supplier and then customer, right? So we are making this iron, say copper disk and tantalum disk to go into semiconductor somewhere. So engineering department has knowledge of that R&D. They should have knowledge of it, so they know that where this product is going to be used, and from that he can tell that how much risk we can take. If it is a small risk, then he will say that fine, let us ship it. If he will think no, it is going to fail there, then he'll say no, we cannot do that one. So now you have a two versus one. So basically they have become the tiebreaker, R&D department. You see my point? So it is a risk assessment basically. Collectively all three departments are doing together. Okay, so now let's go to the next slide. I'm going to give you some tools. So Lean Six Sigma. This is for the continuous development book. In American society, all the production engineers, research engineers, and we all are required to learn Six Sigma. And Six Sigma is that basically statistically you should have a zero failure. That is the target. There should not be any failure. If you start 100 piece of circular disc to make 100 square tantalum piece you started with, at the end all these 100 products should be passing. There should not be any scrap, and that is what you learn by learning the Six Sigma. Let's see. This is JMP. So this is produced by SAS. So as I was mentioning, that statistical process control, you have to do statistical process control. This is the software we learn as an engineer, but this is the same software the stock market people also learn in, like Bombay Stock Exchange or New York Stock Exchange, because statistics is statistics. We are looking at our engineering data and do statistics on it, and the stock market people are doing that statistics on their stock market data. So it's very common that when I took this SAS class for a week, there were many people from the industry side like me, and then there were many people from the stock market side, who has nothing to do with me. So see, so same product, same system, but two different application, I'm trying to say. So it's very important. I saw when I was engineering student in India, we didn't teach statistics in engineering college that much. But if I look at it, engineering, we learned calculus and differential equation, that's it. But nowadays, we find that statistics is heavily used by all the data scientists and everybody, all the engineers you have, all type of engineers. Basically, 50% of the time we are doing data analysis, half the time. So we are using a lot of statistics and software like JMP. There are several software like this. So statistics education be must. So you educate your nephew and nieces, if they do engineering, that they have to learn their own statistics. It's very important. If you really want to prepare them for the battle in the future, they learn statistics very well. Okay, so here you go. JMP, just like we have uh, we learned SAP, we call it JMP. I don't ask me the full name. I don't even remember it. It is a SaaS product, but JMP, there is a technical name, full name. I don't even remember what is it. So I told you. So again, say for
So
example, now,
this type, sir, this type book is the free or in the Google PDF?
well, there may be a little bit of there will be there will be some, there will be a lot of YouTube videos on it. But
Okay,
when
okay.
you go, if you go to the class, like I went to their class, my company had to pay for it, right? One a week. There was like maybe $5,000-6,000. There is nothing cheap in this country, as you know. So so it is like, for so you will be as a, the point I'm trying to make is that if you are a quality engineer or any type of engineer, you will be doing a lot of things, and you will be learning a lot of things, and you will be integrating it constantly in the mainstream. And say for example, that, so by using the SAP, I will extract data from this, by using SAP from the factory data database, and then I will use this jump software to analyze it. And say for example, I didn't have any, this is a new product introduction, right? So I have to put a upper control limit, lower control limit, right? A statistical process control for every measurement at all steps, like we call sizing, grinding, you know. So for so but basically I'll get the raw data from the using SAP from the system, transfer that data into jump software, and put it, and then it will analyze for me, and then I know what is mean, what is standard deviation, what is 3 sigma, and then mean plus 3 sigma, mean minus 3 sigma. I got here my statistical process control chart. And then similarly, I talked about CAPA. So you will put it there. Kappa, you have to put it in the place also in the statistical process control. There are Westinghouse rules for failures, right? Statistical failures. So what kappa you are going to use, where, all these things I have to put as a quality engineer in place. So I'll do that one, and then I'll train everybody in the sizing and grinding area, that here is a new statistical process control chart. If you have anything, a point beyond this upper control limit or lower control limit, you call quality guys. So that is what is the role of a statistician. Let's see what else. Okay, here is the Bible for the quality engineers. You have already heard of ISO 9000, right? Standard. So basically, the whole world is right now using ISO 9000. We call it now ISO 9001 2015. So this is a quality system. Basically, it describes everything from R&D to production, shipping, how we should behave. Basically, this is our moral code, what we need to do. That is being explained by this manual, ISO. So as a quality engineer, when you become advanced quality engineer in this country, you don't only do the SPC and only kappa and factory level. You have to learn overall controlling the factory from the quality point of view, which I was doing since I was the quality manager of the place. So I was responsible technically, uh, like you can call in a way that I am second in command for the factory to make sure that everything is running smoothly, right? And how do I do it? I have to follow this quality management manual requirement, and that is called ASQ 9001 2015, which I had learned, like first time I learned when I used to be at IBM in 89. I think that's when the first time I learned ISO 9000. Very, very old time. And then it has been changing. So this is one standard. But there is a little flaw in ISO 2015, and that was fixed by another standard, which I'm going to show you. This is called IATF 16949, because there are two types of production environment. Say, for example, here I am in the semiconductor industry. Well, now it is semiconductor is also being used in cars, so now it is different story. Let's call it 15 years back when semiconductor was not in the used in the car. So if my product fail, it will fail in a computer, nobody is going to die, right? But imagine if the car fails, if car fails because of a product failure, then somebody will die in the car. So they can go back and sue them that all this. So they realize that the ISO 9000 system is not good enough for the car industry. So they made another, because there is life involved in it. So they made it more rigorous. That is called, the new system is now called IATF 16949. 16949. So that is a more system. And since now in India also you have a lot of automotive places, so they, you will see that they are IATF 16949 certified, not ISO 9001 certified. Okay. So because there is a life involved now. So, and same thing now, semiconductors. Why do you see here on my here? Because now, since semiconductor, we have also started using it for car industry. There, all the controls have been now replaced by the semiconductor in the cars, which was mechanical before. So now we have to use IATF 16949. So when I used to do audit or customer audit, nobody is going to do look at it from the ISO 9001 system, but from this system. All right. And there are certain requirements of this test system we have to understand very well. Like I said, it's a Bible for quality guys. And then you have to do like auditing, or you will host audit, customer audit, like customer comes to your place to audit that your systems are working as you say it is working. So all those things are here very well spelled, and we have to follow that. So that's what it is. What is there? Okay, we are talking about 5 M's material plus one. I think we talked the other day. So what are the different things? When something fails, you are not going to look anywhere. You're going to look. There are man, machine, material, system. I think what else I'm missing? I think last time Om Prakash, you
Method,
helped me.
method, method,
Yeah,
sir. Method.
measurement,
Main
right?
machine, measurement and method.
Method 4 and plus 1 p, like people, right? We call
Safety,
it man.
safety,
That's why
safety
in
also.
America, yeah, America we call it 5 M. 5 M's. Where is 5 M? There is something else is missed. Environment. Oh, that's what we missed. Environment is another one, but I don't know how in the old system they used to call something. They changed the name to fit the 5 M. 5 M plus 1 p. So anyway, so these are the things you call it also fishbone bag diagram. There is also 8D. So when you do the any analysis, like failure analysis, you have to use these systems. And then again, all this data which you generate, everything has to go into SAP system. Okay, like all the 8D. Have you guys heard of 8D?
No, sir. 8D, 8D. I heard the 8D.
Yeah. So 8D is that when you do the audit, or if there is any failure, you do the root cause analysis. And in the root cause analysis, there are 8 different steps you go through. And I'll see if I have time. We'll cover that one too. I'll take one example if possible. Okay, so here is some of the things I got it from the quality manual. You guys can look at it later on, like So this is like when you have to audit. There is like what is this one here? Quality objectives. Okay, an activity plan. Yeah. So basically, this is from a like auditor point of view. These manuals are mainly that there are different types of audit you do. Like one is called the product audit, right? You Anywhere in the manufacturing, you go one day as a quality engineer, and then you pick a product which was completed there, and you measure yourself, or your technician measure it, and you check that if the product is meeting the spec there. So that is called internal product audit. The internal process audit is that whatever is the manufacturing process steps defined for that station, that operation, you watch from the let's say you call it a 3-hour operation. You receive the product from the previous operation, you go to the computer, you move in, there is a move in and move out, right? You move into your operation. So, and then you do different things, processing, and then once you are finished, you move out to the next operation. So basically, move in to move out, all the steps must be defined by operation and process engineers. And as a operator, I am expected to follow all those steps as it is written in SOP, operating system. So you will be watching there as an auditor to make sure that every step by step I am doing those things or not. And so that is called the process audit. Okay, so product audit, process audit, like that. There is a system audit. System audit will be that overall, whatever systems we are using, is that system capable of handling it, talking to each other, you know, because once you enter a data at one operation, it go internally and change many other systems in the database. Somebody has to make sure that interchange is happening, right? All the internal, like if I input here data like 2, it should not be 5 somewhere else showing in the sales and marketing group. You see what I'm saying? So so this is also, we have to verify that whatever I enter data, if I am entering 2, it is only 2 everywhere in all the system. So that will be a kind of system audit. So like that, there are many audits. If you pick something on auditing, there are separate course. Like I had to get the internal. Um, I was internal as a quality person in America. You become also, especially at the management level, you become internal auditors. So you go, you do the supplier audits, you host the customer audit. So there are different things you do in the audit section. So this is all from the auditing part of. I just give you a couple of examples here. Okay. This one is, oh yeah, this one is that audit course I took. How to become an auditor. So basically, that I took like 1 week course, learning all those systems, auditing systems, ISO 9000, ISO 16949, how to do the different audits, what is FMEA, what is all this, everything they teach you into that one. Something which activities which is not done on the daily basis, you learn, go to the classes like this, and then you learn how to do all that.
Turtle chart also, sir. Turtle chart.
Turtle diagram is a part of this. Yes, that is the very first thing you learn in this auditing course, is the turtle diagram. Okay, so for I don't think Pankaj knows turtle diagram. So turtle diagram is, अपने यहाँ बोलते हैं उसको, turtle को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में?
कछुआ कछुआ सर.
कछुआ. अच्छा, तो कछुआ क्या करता है? कछुआ धीरे धीरे चलता है, राइट? उसके उसके जो है, तो उसके 4 पैर होते हैं, राइट? 4 या 6 जो भी पैर होते हैं, चलता रहता है उसके ऊपर. 4. Okay. So basically what you do is that turtle diagram में, basically it's nothing. There is an input. So all the input is one side, and then you have a system, that is a turtle, and then there is a output. So basically कछुआ का 4 पैर जो हुआ, that is, you will show that those are the input. What are those for, basically? And then कछुआ is a system by itself, and walking कछुआ is your output. So किसी ने quality world में इसको लिया, and then it become very famous now, our turtle diagram. I might have something to show if I can find it.
Look,
Quickly, yeah.
sir, it look like same for the fishbone diagram.
No. There are two different things. Fishbone diagram is different.
Yes, sir.
Fishbone. So let me differentiate between the two. So fishbone diagram is when you have the failure and a failure condition, then you try to analyze the root cause. You want to do the 8D analysis or all that. Basically, you want to stop that failure from happening. For that, you use the fishbone diagram. This is a high-level management tool, turtle diagram. So as I was telling you that ISO have been migrating from the past. So now before in the ISO world before it ISO 9001, it was that all of us individually in the factory are responsible for the quality of product. Now it has been changed. Now it is that the managers, all the managers are responsible for the quality of the product. So in other words, the plant manager overall is the responsible for the quality of the product, not the individual like engineers or operators. So if there is a failure, जाके उसको पकड़ो, प्लांट मैनेजर को ना। पहले क्या था कि आप सब लोग ऑपरेटर हैं, तो आप किसको पकड़िएगा? देयर आर 100 ऑपरेटर्स इन द फैक्ट्री, 50 इंजीनियर्स, 25 मैनेजर हैं, और उसमें जो है सब कहता था नॉट मी, राइट, नॉट मी सिंड्रोम। मेरे से तो गलती हुआ ही नहीं है, आई कैन नॉट डू दिस गलती, ये किसी और की गलती है। आप क्वालिटी वाले जो है वो घूमते रहते थे चक्कर में, पिसते एकदम जस्ट लाइक इंडियन गवर्नमेंट या इंडियन बैंकिंग सिस्टम।
अरे सर, ये लाइन में सर अभी भी सर ऐसा ही होता है इंडिया में। कभी भी मुझको है ना स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है, फिर मैं डेटा डेटा ये एनालिसिस करके और उनको फाइंडिंग करके एविडेंस कैप्चर करके तब फिर जाता हूँ मैनेजमेंट के पास में।
Exactly.
कि
So
तब फिर
that is why now it is a new management. So now if there is anything wrong, you directly go to the plant manager. He is responsible. His staff will have to look into that one. So he has a staff who is responsible to maintaining this turtle. So हर एक क्वार्टर में एक मीटिंग हम करते थे, जहाँ पर सारे मैनेजर्स को पूरी टर्टल डायग्राम की हम ऑडिट करते थे कि आप लोग उसको बोलते हैं मैनेजमेंट ऑडिट सिस्टम ओवरऑल। वो भी होता है साल में 4 बार, हर एक क्वार्टर में आपको करना चाहिए। तो उसमें वो टर्टल डायग्राम यूज होता है, और बेसिकली दिस इज ए न्यू सिस्टम। अभी उतना लोग अभी यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं, अभी स्टिल भी ओल्ड सिस्टम की तरह ही काम हो रहा है, यू नो हाउ इट इज। लेकिन माइंडसेट को चेंज किया जा रहा है। जो आपके ऑटो इंडस्ट्री वाले हैं, एरोस्पेस वाले हैं, दे आर मोर रिगरस इन दिस वन। हम लोग सेमीकंडक्टर में भी थोड़ा पीछे हैं, मैंने देखा, बट बिकॉज हम लोगों का सेफ्टी रूल थोड़ा सा ढीला है उन लोगों के मुकाबले में। So that's what is this is really a book of auditing. Basically, this is auditing training which I gave you on that one. This is, I took some leaf from that training book from the auditing. You can just later on different area का क्या rule होता है, so you can look at it at your leisure time. Okay, here is the book on auditing. So if you want to read about the auditing book, you can get this book, ASQ auditing book, and it has everything in it what you need to know. This is the book I used when I was taking this class. Right, so that's what it is. So there are many things. Now let me first go back and see if you guys have any questions before we talk anything else. Oh, Prem ji, did you know that मैंने 16 का डायलॉग दिया तो उसके नेक्स्ट डे ही मेरा KYC आ गया।
Great, sir. Great. Congratulations. Really.
So just for your will laugh, I had trouble getting KYC update from ICICI Bank. So so what I did is मैंने 16 का डायलॉग यूज किया। I hope I have it somewhere. I can show a little bit हंसने के लिए आप लोगों को। Okay, all right. So let's see first. I have covered a lot of things, lot of information. If anybody has any question, Niti, Aditya.
So, Amarnath sir, good evening. I have
Good
one
evening.
question related to difference between you have presented one book like a Six Sigma, right?
Yes.
So is there similar as a Six Senses or what it is?
No. Six senses is completely different thing. Okay, that's the so Six Sigma is Six Sigma comes from the Sigma word. Okay, Sigma is very important terms in our quality world and in statistics, like mean and standard deviation. Okay, so Sigma is
It's a
also called,
mathematically term, right?
yeah, sigma is standard deviation. Okay, so this word alpha, beta, gamma,
Yes, yes.
sigma, all these words, where do they come from? Everybody know that they are all Greek words. They are Greek
yes sir,
alphabet.
yes.
Let's say OIE is ours, ABCD is whatever Latin, right? So
Devanagari.
so So basically what happens is that we are using their term, and sigma is very well used for the standard deviation. Okay. So basically there is a mathematical formula for that one. If you know, if you have 10 pieces of data, for example, let's say 10 pieces of length, x1 x2 x3 to x10, right? तो उसका पहले फर्स्ट यू हैव टू डू द उसका उसका कैसे पहले आप मीन निकालेंगे, फिर उसका स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन निकालेंगे.
So sir, where we are using this kind of standard deviation in real life or maybe
Re-
company, I don't think. मतलब I'm never ever used till date. But maybe scientifically persons from engineering background having some data mining or maybe data modulation maybe use, right?
so I think I just showed a slide on SAS JMP. Remember that one? Did you see that when I was talking about
Yes, yes,
JMP
JMP. Yeah,
software?
I've seen, sir.
Hmm. And at that time, I told you that I use SAS or Jump software to develop a statistical process control SPC for my line, right? Like I gave example that I'm introducing a new product, and this has 2 3 steps, and for every step I'm measuring few things. So in the beginning when we generate some data, then at least you need 30 data statistically to use the SPC. So let's say, for example, I have like now 100 data, up to 100 data, I'm manually checking that it's meeting the specification or not and all that. Once I have enough data, then I need to use SAS Jump software or any software, or even your hand or your Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheet, whatever you can use. There are different ways. But mathematically, you try to calculate what is your mean, what is your sigma, and then you upper control limit happens mean plus 3 sigma, lower control limit happens mean minus 3 sigma. So now for the operator, you tell them that okay, if you are making a product, if it is going uh, uh, within this specification, which is mean plus 3 sigma or mean minus 3 sigma, you are making good product. Okay, I'll be happy, I'll not bother you, to check why did you do this or that. Okay, so here you see the use of statistics in our case. Now this is what I'm showing you in the engineering case, which is across all industry in the doesn't matter. Now let's take to your stock market, your banking. Okay, where do I use this one? Okay, I'm not a banker, so I okay, but but what you do is that you do the prediction, right? Okay, so I am doing prediction that when I'm charting this SPC here, I'm looking at every data points, and then basically suppose if I see that every time I see a trend where last 8 to 10 points, they all are going every time up and up, and now they are almost coming to very close to my upper control limit. So operator is not going to get worried about it because still he is meeting the specification. But I, as a quality engineer, have to worry that uh, this is not a random variation. Random variation is that sometimes it should be up above the mean line. Sometimes it should be measurement should be coming below the mean line. But what is happening in this case currently? All the data point one after another, last 8 10 points, I see they are all trending up. It's like that your stock market, your stock is doing very well, they are going up and up, and then what happens suddenly? Tell me. What happens suddenly? Stock goes
Right,
down.
right.
A big jump happened, right? A nosedive, 10% down, just like right now stock markets in the United States came down like from the high of July to 10% down suddenly within a month it came down. So we don't want that situation. We want to fix that in the engineering world. Is that as soon as we see that it is consistently moving up or going down, there is a rule, Westinghouse rules. We have a rules for those things, how to uh, we call it our, that is what is called CAPA, corrective action plan and preventive action plan, that which I mentioned. So then if there is 3 points consecutively going up or 3 points going down, I have to do something. If there is 8 points consecutively going up and down, I'll shut down the plant, that operation. I need to investigate. Although product are still meeting the specification, but now I'm afraid that if I don't stop production, maybe the next two product they will make, that will be out of specification. So I am at my limit of quality mindset limit. I don't want to take that risk. So I want to understand why it is consistently going up in one direction or in the down direction. And then as a collectively team, operation, research, everybody will start in the quality discussing about it, that how, what is going on here, why it is happening. Then we do again root cause analysis, fishbone diagram. That is what is everywhere. Then you try to check everything again, where this could be coming from, what is the previous material, how is the data over there, measurement, previous measurement. Okay, is it happening from the previous, suppose if it is the same trend you see in the previous operation, that there also the previous 8 points in the previous operation, the 8 point have been going up, boom, you know that this is not a problem of this operation, this is the operation of previous operation. Let's go, whole staff go and now focus on the previous operation. Why you have 8 points going up consistently in one direction? Okay, you fix it, that, and then you move. I have done many times stop production. No, you're not going to do it. So that is the use of statistics. And as I said that when I was an engineering college student at REC Srinagar, NIT now Srinagar, you know, we didn't have really uh, teaching of statistics there. All I know, my professor who was teaching, who taught us basic statistics or production, he went to IIT Delhi to become professor there. And last week I was meeting another professor of IIT Delhi here, and he was telling he knew him very well. But he gave the basic, all he taught us is the basic statistics, mean, mode, sigma, species, basic. But in the practical use, when you come to the world here in America or anywhere else in the US or Western world, half the time you will be data scientist. You are manipulating data. You are not only using the what you call Oracle or SAP system, because this is the main production system. You will take the data from the Oracle or this system, you will be putting in your jump data system. And I do half the time when I worked. That's how my interaction with Oracle or SAP was. That I was extracting, just like I told you, the data, like, and this is the small data I gave you. I mean, there's so much of data. That is why you need a statistics background, very strongly
Okay.
statistics background is needed. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Niti, you are keeping quiet. Any question from you? Please unmute yourself.
No,
Adit.
no, sir.
Yeah, you are audible.
I feel you're doing well. So what I was saying, um, that from where we should get the certification for because I am not sure whether this Udemy and everything I read, but I'm not able to understand. So I have not very how much in it, but still I'm aware about Six Sigma. But I don't know how to use
Okay. I didn't really get your question because you were kind of breaking. So I put the headset. Maybe can you repeat your question this time? And maybe this time I'll hear a little bit better and I'll try to answer it. Yeah. Please
I'm
repeat.
so sorry. So maybe my network is not supporting. So I what I was asking that from where we should do the certification because I am aware about Six Sigma and I am in quality, but I don't know where
Oh,
to use it. I need the hands-on experience and from where we should do the certification and all. So can you suggest
oh,
few places because from
yes, yes,
Udemy I
yes.
did.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So so ASQ, I don't know ASQ is in India or not. ASQ is one of the let's see
Okay.
here. ASQ
Yes.
is the uh, T guide. ASQ certification, American Society of Quality. Okay, that would be nowadays they have been starting a lot of international courses. So please go there.
Okay.
ASQ is SQ one of the premier operation, but you know all you have. There are so many websites, and now American companies are pretty much international in teaching, so
Right.
they can help you. Yeah. So basically, Six Sigma certification is uh, everything which I told you in this class today, that
Right.
you have to do all these components of the quality, right? The very first slide I mentioned.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
I was able to understand that fishbone diagram, and then that Kaizen theory and everything, which we have 5Y theory. You have
Yes,
already
yes, 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 yes,
right,
yes, yes. So they are. That is why, you know, like at the 8D, 5Y is very important. Uh,
right, right,
uh, Prem, this is for your bank. You don't do. We ask 5 times question. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that is why
yeah,
it
sir.
is called 5 why. You that you know, when it fails something, then basically you start from there. So any when you doubt any question, like we discussed about fishbone diagram 5m plus 1p, but when we go to 1p, then we start. For example, let's Niti, you want to drive a question? Can you frame a question for 5Y for them to get a little experience for fun? Can you think of something like you when you investigate?
yes, absolutely, sir. So, but it will be little diplomatic because right now we are having this Bangladesh issue. So
Oh, okay,
everybody
all right.
has their
All right.
own perceptions.
No, 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 no. Don't be serious. Okay,
Don't
Prem.
be
Yeah.
serious. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
Prem. Can I pick your bank just for example to make fun?
Yes, yes,
Like
yes. Not an issue, sir.
okay, so let's say I had a bad experience with your bank for getting KYC card, right? Well, I told you about it, and then
Right, right, right.
only way it was fixed when I did the Sole dialogue with them, and of course I tightened your quality department. I had complained to Reserve Bank of India, Finance Ministry, all that. You know, this is I used the American CAPA system. I didn't simply waited for them. Okay, so for your information, there we also do the KYC, but it's not a big deal in America. I never even knew that KYC. There is a form and there is system, blah blah blah, which we do in India. That's so I try to understand what are the things important there. So basically, you have your address, your telephone number, your email address, your physical address I mentioned, and your tax ID, and then your passport, whatever your NRI status. These are what is required for a NRI KYC. Okay, so in my case, I told them that nothing has. I had done it like 3 years back. That time also, it has taken me 1 year. I mean, sorry, 1 month to get it done, and this time almost it took almost the same time. Especially that last time it was a passport change issue, so that I can understand that. They didn't buzz unless I gave them the new passport number. But in this case, nothing was changing. So I kept telling them that there is no change on my side and on any of these variables, 5 6 variables which you have, and I have money sitting in my bank. Uh, what they did was, let's see the failure. What they did was that first they started sending me the email that you need to do KIC update, and of course as usual, you know, you don't pay attention to it. Bad customer, right? Yeah. So and then suddenly they froze my account. Okay, now they didn't give me any warning or anything like that, and then I couldn't do anything. So that was, so let's call it this one as a failure, that they suddenly stopped the account without properly communicating with me, giving me chance.
But sir,
Uh,
before KYC, maybe bank will message you, mail you, something like that, because that is before
they did.
going to
They
freeze any
they did.
account, that will intimation should be there.
Yes, yes, they did. They did. But my question is that despite all that, okay, uh, I in America, nobody stops your banking system. If you go to the bank, if you don't, if you have an incorrect address, nobody will close your account or freeze your account. If you have a wrong email address or wrong telephone number,
Okay, okay.
you see, this is the point here. So when I realized, I said that what is this? There are five, six teams. If one of them is even if missing, what give them right to freeze my account? Well, suppose if my mother is in India, if she was sick, I have money sitting in my bank, but I could not utilize my money to get her treated, right? So this would be a disastrous failure, which I was talking about, auto failures, where it is involved with a life. So your failure in this
Correct,
case
correct.
was, it could be
Very
responsible
emotional.
for, yeah, a very life, right? Okay. So when I analyzed, I said that these are the five, six things here, and you have precedents here that America, nobody does it. And what is system here? That if anything is wrong or missing, you communicate. The email will come. If email, then they will pick up the phone and they will write on the telephone. They will get that, sir, your email, what you call your your home address has changed. I sent you a mail and it has come back to me. Return your mail. So please, what is your email? Physical address, and we will change it. I'll tell them, and they will change it right there. This is what I expected from your bank, which didn't happen. If there first thing was there was nothing missing in this case, but previous case, as I said, that there was passport issue. So they could not take my passport issue. I also raised the question that if I don't have the passport, you are trying to identify me that I am the Amarnath Jha. I am giving you so many other proofs that my driver's license is there, my home address is there, my telephone number is the same. Hey, there are three things matching. Only thing missing is his passport to identify Amarnath Jha. So why you cannot accept it? All right. So coming back to now current one. So this was the failure, and basically I tried to explain to them, and they said that no, 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 you cannot do. I said, what? What is that I am not doing right? Tell me that what information is what. So, well, no, you have to put it in the form yourself and all those kind of things. And then there was the breakdown was that there were five, six different guys talk to me. Everybody would followed by the talk. There would be few emails coming to them, but nobody would take time to discuss with me and update at the same time on their system, which or allow me to do that one. And there are two ways: either you change it or you allow me to change it. No, 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 not this way. I want everything on a form signed by you and your wife, and blah blah blah. So this is what happened. And then I said that this is know your customer requirement. Where is it? Is it the Reserve Bank of India policy that I have to sign the physical paper? Now world is going uh, electronic now. I was giving Pankaj last night an example that like all the banks I have here, I do electronic sign. I don't go just like Pankaj, Prem, you are the customer manager. There is Ruchi, my JP Morgan Chase Bank. I mean, everything she does, like for example, on my trading, I want like option trading, all those things, have like my IRA retirement account, five different accounts, so that one type of thing I can put in one stock, another. She will do every little thing I tell her to do. Whatever the world I want to create, she will create for me. And she pretty much, I was expecting the same type of customer satisfaction from you. So it didn't
But sir,
happen.
but sir,
I,
you don't believe ICICI Bank also synchronize same thing like a digital India supporting all
yeah,
customer service online itself. But maybe some
yeah.
changes or maybe some mismatch in document that time
Okay.
may be happening that kind of
So,
issue.
so So I asked your senior management team that do have any quality thing going on in your company? Do you do any internal audit? So that was the failure. If you do the internal audit of incidents like, did you do the 8D? They were all shocked that who is this guy calling from America? All these hard questions. What are, I mean, so I gave them step by step all the issues which normally we do, like 8D. What it is 8D here is that you fail to really, there is no customer satisfaction. I explained to them that I have, if it was America, I have different choices. Do you see? I am a big investor in your bank, right? I'm not investor, like my saving accounts is huge. You can lose my customer, you can lose me as a customer, which is a loss. Do you care for that? Probably not, but you should. So all these things, as a quality person, quality mindset, you learn when you do your what you call Six Sigma analysis. So Six Sigma green belt. So basically, I give you one story. There was one psychologist. My wife was telling me this story. Um, a family friend who is a psychologist, and psychologists are very important profession here. So he told her that, Punam, her name is Punam, I have analyzed 100 of engineers. You know what I find? They all think alike. There's no change. Problem solving or family matters and everything. Uh, they are in engineers. I don't know what is their training, but I don't see any. If I ask the 5 person same question, I'll get the same reply. And so that is the level of expectation we should have from everybody as a customer supplier relationship. Okay, that's on that. Any other question, Adit? You have any question? Maybe we should ask everybody to take turn to see something interesting. And I think I want to show you also some picture of Greek Olympic first game, the place I visited this year. After we finish the discussion, then I can do some slides so of my Greece trip when I visited, in February. So I'll do at the end. But let's see if anybody has any question. We have 5 minutes left. Okay, so so that was
No.
good.
Yes, sir.
If
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
No, no,
good.
no.
All right. So now I think next week when he comes back, hopefully uh, you guys will have a little bit more insight into the quality department, because he will be talking from the system perspective quality. I gave you from the user and as a operation per point of view what goes in the quality department. So basically, your job is interacting with everybody, all different departments. Of course, that is the job of every department, intercommunication. And then you are a data-based society now. Everybody is looking at the data. There is nothing like talk. You don't talk. It is the data in front of you, and then you talk about those products and or services. And so that's why you need the database. So how it is done from the system point of view integration, that will be Rajivji next week. So now I want to take a couple of minutes for you guys to see some slides of my trip, and I have a quiz for you guys. Can you tell me when was the first modern Olympic game played, and where?
Sir, Berlin.
Nope. Keep trying. I already dropped enough
Paris.
hints. Nope. Okay, so first
England.
game was,
England. England.
nope, no. Okay, so first Olympic game was played in 1890. Modern Olympic game was played in 1896. 1896. So we are talking about what, 1996, and another like almost more than 125 years back. So it was played in Athens, Greece, and then second Olympic was played in 1900 in where was this? Yeah, that was in
Sir,
Paris. Yeah, and third one was played in London. Yes. So this is the modern Olympic. But do you know that that is not the Olympic word coming from? The original Olympic was played in 700 BCE in a village called Olympia, and from that Olympia village, that went on for so many years before the Roman came and destroyed the whole thing. So just like we say in India, British and Muslim came and they destroyed our internal system. So the in the Greece, Olympic was happening for almost 700 BC to almost like just before the Jesus Christ birth, like 100 BC, 600 years. They continued playing game there in Olympia village. Whole Greek used to go there and they play. And then the Roman came and they subjugated them, and then whole thing collapsed. So let me go and show you some pictures of that trip, which will be last night I compiled it. So where do I go here? Okay, 2024. Okay. So here, let's see what else. There are so many pictures. Is there anything which I can begin to show? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Do you guys see the picture now?
No, sir.
Is-
It's not, sir.
oh, I'm not sharing. All right. No wonder. Okay. Uh, Now you tell me if you are seeing something.
Yes, sir. Now we can see this, sir. Just your,
Okay.
yes, yes.
All right. So this is the stadium where in 18 main stadium, the main game like today is the closing ceremony, right? Will happen, probably already happened now. And so this is where the beginning and opening ceremony happened in Athens in 1896. So uh, let's see here. This is another second view of that. I'll show you some slides. Okay, this is called Acropolis. So the Greeks were also in their mythology. They were they had a god and their own god, not the Roman god. So they had built in 700 BCE this temple place, which is on a mount, and that is what is called Acropolis. You can call it a like a top of the temple, something like that in English. And basically they have made a building code in whole Athens that in such a way that you can see this place from all parts of the city. Even in the night it's lit up, it looks very good, and this site can be seen from whole city. Imagine a place in Bombay where you can see it from all part of the city, or Bangalore or Delhi, something like that. And this is called Acropolis. You can call it temple. So I have few more pictures of that. So here is how it was originally supposed to look like. And uh, and they have pretty much rebuilt it because it has been destroyed several times in the past, but rebuilt on the same, with the same design, same structure. So here you can see how the mount look, and how they picked the site, and on the site they built it. Okay, this is the different view of the same thing. I'm going to move forward to, okay. So this one is, let's see what is this one. I'll play it. Okay, so I wanted to show you that you see some walls here. This is the original walls of 700 BCE. Now there is a new construction around it, but some of the old things they have preserved it. I found that Greek people are very, very strong in preserving all artifact and all the ancient items. So we will move to the next one now. This is the theme of that. So Acropolis. Let's see what else I want to show you. Okay. You know, this is the famous guy who came to India. Can you guess who he is?
Alexander, sir.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So um, Greeks are very good in this sculpture art. Like all these making, they were even from the BC era. They could make your face exactly like you are, and that's why we have the exact face of Alexander available. This is from the museum, same thing. Okay. Now, this is a picture of a mosque. This is also very interesting. I wanted to share. Just like we were under Muslim rule for a long time, from almost 11th century to what 18th century, almost 700-800 years. Similarly, Greeks were also under Turks for almost 200 years, and after that they pretty much whole Europe got united, and they helped Greek to um, defeat the Turks. So Turk went back, but Turks had made so many mosques there. And look at the Greek culture, that they didn't destroy any of those mosques. There is nobody praying on these mosques. This is one of the example of the mosque, but they preserved all those mosques. They are empty mosques. Nothing happens there. No action. But in the middle of the town, the mosque is there. This is the streets. Okay, what is this one here? I think this one is, yes. Now I see. You know, they were the first one to build the library buildings and all that. So this is the building library they had made uh, in BCE. Their library, and that's where I'm standing. This is, I think, all the many of their Athens was a small town, and this was a meeting place for scholars. This is the night view of that. I think this is something else. If I can find something interesting, I'll show you. I'm giving you all the pictures. Maybe I should do this here. Uh, Olympic Games. Ancient library, I show you. Okay. This is the Parliament building. This is the modern Parliament building. So we are in front of as a group there. So there are a lot of pictures there. I have shared with Pankaj this link. You guys feel free to go through all the pictures. It will take a couple of hours if you go through all the pictures. So, all right. Any question on Greek side, Greek trip and Olympic?
Yes, sir. It was very good, sir. Very, very nice. So we are knowing they are very do the good job for the Olympiad for the sports, giving the good contributor by the Athens for the
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
yeah. So they are very keeping physically fit. That is what I saw. That what we should learn from Greek is that we don't have yet this part of our Indian culture, that they stay fit. Imagine that 700 BCE, everybody was playing so much sports, all right, and they used to have every 4-year meeting, and then they would compete with each other. And yes, there was only value for the gold. And there was no, if you are not a first position in games, nobody would look at you. There was nothing for the bronze and silver. And so basically that is what we should not be very proud of how many bronze we have won or silver. It's all gold. That's why, Pakistan maintaining that standard. Now Pakistan has got only one gold, but they are above us in the medal list if you look at it, because we got 6 medal or 7 medal. Pakistan has only one, but they are ahead of us in the medal tally because they have gold. So that is what I saw, that they're very physically fit. We got to teach our students, our children, that hey, learning only books is not enough. You have to be also good in sports. All right. Any other things before I return back to Pankaj? All yours, Pankaj. Do the closing ceremony of the game, please. Are you there, Pankaj? Yeah. It's time to close the game. Okay, good.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Amarnath sir, to give us really inside of your life experience. Really, it is indeed experience.
Thank you.
We really
All right.
thankful
Thank
to
you,
you, sir.
everybody. See
Sir,
you. See you
have
all
you
next
ever?
week.
Bye,
Uh,
bye, bye, sir.
no, no, no. Say it. Good. No, stop sharing it, Pankaj. Please, recording. Stop recording so that we can chit chat. Yeah, good. He already stopped recording now.
No, no, so, sir,